In the Kharkiv and Pokrovsk directions, the legendary Leopards are tearing apart the Russians. The enemy's columns are literally being wiped to ashes. In just a few minutes, several units of armored vehicles are down, and the remaining infantry is simply fleeing. The armed forces of Ukraine have developed their own strategy. The enemy is openly afraid of it, as is evident in our story.
In the winter forest of Donetsk, a strong predator, the Leopard tank, has parked itself. He's definitely not alone here. Even though they can be hard to spot among the camouflage nets and tree branches, the sound of engines from almost every thicket gives them away. There's a whole tank park here. The crew of this Leopard is currently on a break. The warriors have earned it, after they destroyed the Russian shelter almost at point-blank range. Tatar says that even though his Leopard doesn't really like it. The Donetsk mud can even swallow the tracks, but the cannon fires very accurately. That's exactly what the enemy felt.
Yes, of course, they're afraid. They scatter. Because our Leopard, it takes accuracy, speed. Like, if everything is set up properly here, we can hit within a meter and a half at 3.5.
This battleship demolished a building in the village of Sontsivka in the Kharkiv direction at a time when fighting was going on for this settlement. And even though the village is now occupied, at that time the Leopard crew saved our soldiers.
They fired into the basement, where the enemy was, while our troops were above, which allowed our infantry to exit and clear the building.
This was one of Tatar's first outings. He didn't expect everything to go so well. The guy is only 23, but he switched from conscription to a contract. In combat.
Unit. It's not because I wanted to go to war. I was just tired of sitting back there in the rear, while a bunch of guys were out there fighting and I had nothing to brag about.
The Leopards are covering two directions at once, Kharkiv and Pokrovsk, the hottest spots in Donetsk. Due to the swarm of Russian drones, the work of the tank crews on the front line has become more complicated. Now, they don't just hold positions, they act like emergency responders. We need to destroy the enemy's fortifications. When our artillery and drones can't handle it, that's when they call for them. Modernization of a foreign Leopard in Ukrainian. Now the guys are stretching the net. It's called Mangle here in the army. It protects the tank from enemy FPV drones. It's a very necessary thing when the enemy's FPV shock is just overwhelming in the front area near Kharkovo. But this doesn't protect forever, says Ruslan. He was burning in the tank with a full ammunition load along with the crew. And here are 3 more comrades.
There was the first hit right in front of me, a wave. It almost knocked my hands off the wheel.
Here in the video, you can see a Leopard burning. He was hit by a Russian drone in battle. It broke through the protective net and armor. I destroyed the rep and even the radio station.
Left. We're leaving. Turn around. Turn around, friends. Turn around.
Without communication, Ruslan started to save the vehicle and his comrades in the burning Leopard.
You have so much adrenaline pumping that you don't even think about it. You just hope to make it there with the crew, everything's fine, and we didn't blow up, we had nothing. We were driving and they immediately spotted us, put it out, and the medics arrived. They checked us out.
Here in these shots are the aftermath of the fire. Currently, the Leopard is under repair, and the crew has transferred to another battleship. And they're not on duty right now. Because in the Kharkiv direction, the enemy is preparing an offensive in the area of Constantinople. To block the Donetsk-Zaporizhzhia road and push our units out of the outskirts of Kharkovo. So the tankers know that at any moment they could get the command to head out to support our infantry.
The Russian army suffered a shocking defeat in Kharkiv region. The drone operators successfully took out the occupiers. Is that so? A meticulous job? The Russians are literally fleeing the battlefield, abandoning their positions and equipment. Right now, a new story is being written there. Details in the story.
Quick, right.
The second night. Leaving the position is one of the biggest risks right now, so it's only done at night. Even in the darkness, you can see that the whole forest is riddled with shelling.
At 3:30 in the morning, when it hasn't even started to get light yet, the drone operators are getting ready to start their work.
This is a cumulative shell. Basically, this is for targeting vehicles. Light armored vehicles, well, it can also stop an infantry fighting vehicle. If you hit them right, they will take out the tanks.
Charging at the pseudo-Timon, he says that their position is always one of the highest priority goals.
Because if they figure out where we are, everyone will flock here.
They spare no effort, launching planes with bombs if needed, especially if they realize we're causing a lot of damage in this direction. Everything will come flying.
I was going to mobilize for the defense forces, and I was thinking about where to go, what to do. There were really no options but to sit around. Sorry.
It's 6 in the morning. Active work begins. The commander and easy of the crew, India, who is also the navigator, has been mastering unmanned systems since last year, along with programmers with 10 years of experience.
Here. I see it here. Yeah. Hide, you bastards. How did it go? I have to tell you that I can't watch some movies properly right now, because if there's a scene with a flyover and you can see some forests, and I don't know, about Yari there. Forest belts, for me, these are all landmarks and I'm already used to it.
All the guys in this calculation came from there, even a battalion, thanks to billboard advertising, the commander's media presence, and acquaintances who serve.
I see them shooting conventionally. I don't know Bradley there, and you're so cool, but, well, I'm a little out of it. And then, well, FPI, this topic developed, and I'm like, oh, this is mine. I saw an ad, called them up. It felt like recruiting for a solid company.
Yes, of course, we'll fly now, we'll figure it out. Yes, we're on site, regroup.
It's not even 8 in the morning yet, and there are already hit targets and a few new ones to engage.
Got it. The target was the shelter, the bunker, to whom they hid, according to the information and information given to us by the adjacent units, about 6 people. We worked right there at the entrance. I think they're not having fun over there right now.
In 3 years of the Great War, Achilles, first as a company, then battalions, and now a regiment, has hit about 22,000 targets.
There was an enemy target hit. Among those significantly targets was heavily armored equipment, which we also have in video confirmations, that we are also proud of, specifically our work.
From dawn until sunset, they didn't leave their workstations. Hands on the controls, eyes glued to the monitors.
And there, they shot at us again from the UAV. I think they probably sent it after us.
Around 5 in the evening, on the monitors you can already see the horizon turning reddish. The sun is setting. The hunt for this crew has come to an end. The night, bombers will take over. And this is not just about hitting targets, but also delivering supplies, water, and medicine to the infantry.
Britt, it's already really dark. How much time do we have? A surplus be understood.
When it gets dark, they'll put the canned stew on a camping stove and finally have a proper meal for the first time that day. The Brit will talk about his fallen brother, the youngest Azov fighter, who... At 18, he went through Azovstal in captivity.
When the exchange happened, he was traded, and the guy couldn't stay put and went back. And in 2024, at 21, he died in the forests of Crimea. So we have to do what we're doing now.
We'll be heading to Kharkiv at night as well. In one of the villages, we'll have to run away from the FPV. The sky in the north of Kharkiv was not clear. It's been 3 years.
He's quiet. The photo work is significant. Do you see? Yes.
Maria Malivska, Alexander Brynza, Ihor Serebrian, STB Windows.